Hey there, everybody. This is Cholera, and welcome to Game 1 of MSL Group G, and I'm sorry, Group H. This was actually played a few weeks ago, but the second half has been played, and take a look at this. This is Much versus ForGG. Much is looking at the nutritional label of his bottle of blood. That is absolutely right. Much is going to be energized by the blood of a young virgin that he is drinking right now in bottled form. Much, of course, for those who don't know, is the vampire toss, the coked up vampire toss, otherwise known as the grandpa toss. And he is going to be facing off against ForGG. We've got a great group here. This has Much, ForGG, Firebat Hero, that's right, and Pure, I believe, is the fourth player who rounds out this group. Now, this series was played, one half of this was played on June 20th, and the other half was played just now on July 4th. Neither half has been cast, so I'm going to bring you the entire series today. That is right. You get all 5 games here on this July 4th, so happy birthday, America, and happy birthday to all of you whose birthday it is today. Yeah. Happy birthday, Much, who didn't turn 200 today, but he got himself a bottle of blood no matter what. And we're going to be seeing if this bottle of blood is good enough for him to beat his opponent here, ForGG, a tough Terran player. This is Much, the Grandpa Toss, at the 1 o'clock, and we've got ForGG at the 9. This is Outsider. And man, of course, part of the reason why this group exists is because of the Firebat Hero Much rivalry that has started about a year ago or so. After Much faced off against Firebat Hero, and Firebat Hero danced a whole lot. Time Attacker, talking about ForGG, who's very good at his timing attacks. But after Firebat Hero, of course, continuously insulted Savior, and Much was obviously Savior's teammate. And then in a best-of-3 series, I believe, Firebat Hero beat Much in the first game, did some stupid, crazy dance, and then Much schooled him 2 games in a row. In the final game, Firebat Hero just stayed on after he had lost way too long, after he had no hope of winning, and Much just went around stasising his SCVs, and of course drawing a pylon heart in the middle of the map, which caused great shame for Firebat Hero and great hilarity for us all. I believe at the end of the game, Firebat Hero was actually sobbing on national TV, so it was all good and fun. And then now we have a group where it's been assembled so that these two could be facing off against each other depending on what happens in these first couple of games. Of course, Much is facing off against ForGG, and the winner of this game will face off against the winner of Firebat Hero versus Pure. And that is the other matchup, and we're going to have the winners, losers, and the final game afterward. This is, Outsider here. It looks like both players are not going to get a scout early on, Much because he went in the wrong direction, and ForGG because he's just moving out right now. Those are some Much fans. They want to live forever also, like Much, so they want to be bitten by Much, the vampire toss, as you see right there. Evidently, he doesn't like to be called the Grandpa Toss. Someone told him that was one of his nicknames. I don't know if they told him it was an American nickname or whatnot, but they told him it was a nickname. He didn't like it, and he is going for 12 Nexus, by the way, or 14 Nexus. It generally is a 12 Nexus, I believe. 14 Command Center is generally the build for the Terran, but regardless, we're going to see the 12 Nexus, the fast expand here, and I don't think Much. I don't think Much right now, at least, seems to have much to be worried about. There's no early cheese here, although certainly ForGG, when he spots this, could convert his build into an aggressive factory build. But interesting enough. Interesting. So Much right now, ForGG right now doesn't appear to have a gas yet, so he might be going for some kind of barracks into Command Center? That would be really bizarre, but it looks like that's a possibility here. Because he's not getting gas, and he should have a gas way before now. So we're going to be seeing a fast expand for ForGG, albeit he's going to build his front wall first. Sort of non-standard timing here, but this map, of course, allows this to happen. Otherwise, this would be rather difficult to pull off. Of course, ForGG clearly knew he wanted to go this build before he even scouted Much, because he didn't get a gas when he was supposed to. And this build's going to pretty much tie up the game economically. Both are going to have slow starts, but strong mid games with their 2 bases. It does look like, of course, ForGG is going to get a scout off on Much's build, but I think he knew what it was already. I think, you know, Fire Red Hero, man, I can't wait to see how he does against Pure, and then hopefully against Much somehow, if they play each other. I'm not sure who plays whom. I have been very careful to avoid spoiling myself for this group. And for those of you who are wondering why Rise is not participating, he is actually going to be away in Mexico, believe it or not. I don't know whether he wants to get swine flu or whether he wants to fight swine flu there, or whether it has nothing to do with swine flu. Most likely the third, but he is not able to do any casts. So otherwise, of course, I would have saved this group for him, and in fact, I was saving it for him until I realized he wouldn't be able to do it. Anyway, it looks like a Zealot coming out from Much. It's not going to do much at all, though, in the front door of ForGG. And I'm not sure if Much has any idea yet what ForGG has gone for, although he might be suspicious because he doesn't see a tank yet. It doesn't look like, though, he's going to be able to scout close enough for him to notice what's going on. And meanwhile, as you saw, ForGG was putting out an academy, so we're going to see what this means. Oh my god! We're going to see what this means right now. This is an M&M rush here. Oh my god. It's an M&M rush coming from ForGG. This is absolutely insane. I've never seen this. This is like a Terran versus Zerg build before. Obviously, we've seen M&M working for certain Terran players in the past, but I have not seen this kind of fast expand M&M build. It is a really strange build here because it's not really as fast of a rush as you can get, but it's going to have a ton of Marines because he's pumping out of 2 bases, of course, and he's going to also have some tanks with it. Generally, this is a build that the Terran uses to counter a Protoss fast expand, or sometimes a Protoss fast tech. If the Protoss goes like fast carriers or something, we've seen attempts by the Terran to do this, to try to catch the Protoss when they have no ability to really transition, and they just don't have a lot of units on the ground. Especially if they're Dragoon heavy, because the Medic Marine combination is very powerful against Dragoons. The Medic Marines with a couple of tanks behind them. They're not so good, of course, against DTs, which kill Marines in 1 hit, and not so good against Sonic Storm, not so good against Reavers. Those are all things that Much may have soon. But if Much continues just building Dragoons and gets Observers, perhaps, and doesn't manage to change his tech quick enough, he's going to be in huge trouble. Much right now trying to sneak his Dragoon through, meanwhile, to the back of ForGG's base. Man, this is really timing attacker. As you see, the timing attack is going to be coming soon. Those girls loving it from Much. Perhaps they are already his vampire minions. We're not sure yet. Looks like we're going to see Much right now attacking the natural. Still, this is not going to give him much of an idea about what is going on. I think ForGG will definitely want to keep this a surprise as long as possible, because there are, like I just mentioned, many tech choices that will allow Much to counter the M&M. And in fact, it is one of those things where you really have to use the word E-hand timing again, where you got to get your timing right, or else you're most likely going to lose. Looks like Much actually is going to be building a robotic support bay. He is going to get Observers, and he's going to get Reavers afterward. This could be in time to defend against ForGG. I'm not sure. He has to spot it, and he has to immediately start building Reavers to counter all these M&M. And right now, 4 racks are pumping out those M&M. Much has a shuttle over there, probably with just Zealots or Dragoons. I don't think, there's no time for a Reaver, possibly. Here he goes in. Oh, he's going to spot the M&M. Oh, M&M, are they going to get it? No, they're not going to get it. Close, very close. Yeah. Wow, that was closer than I thought. Almost for ForGG. But Much now knows. He knows what's going on, and he's going to want some Reavers out immediately. He also wants some Sonic Storm, I'm sure. And meanwhile, ForGG most likely is going to move out immediately, basically because he knows he's been exposed. He wants to, you know, try to prevent Much from building up the right counter units as soon as possible. So we'll see how successful this attack is. It is a very powerful army here being assembled by ForGG. Much is waiting for that Reaver to be done. And he's also divided his army so he can get a possible surround. Also doing a harassment at the back there. That's very smart. It's going to eventually cost ForGG a good amount of economy if ForGG doesn't control that area well. And there we go. ForGG moving in, though. Much does not have enough at his front door at all, of course. And he needs to get this Reaver out. He doesn't have a natural expansion on the outside, so that's going to help him. There's the Reaver. It's only going to be able to stop things briefly, though, until Siege Mode is done. ForGG continue to get harassed. The Dragoon has 5 SCV kills, but of course, if Much loses, you know, his base, it's all over. But right now, the important thing is Much did not take his outside expansion, and that's going to help him immensely because obviously he would have lost it at this point. Much moving forward here. He's also getting kind of a surround from the back. There is Siege Mode though, but Much is already within range of the tanks. Much trying to move in with the Reavers. No, he does not manage to sustain this. Wow, I thought he'd be able to just get off 1 or 2 more shots on the tanks and then take him out, but he does not. That's a huge failure for Much. And this could seal the deal for him now. The Medic Marine by themselves might be enough to storm up this ramp. And wow, the Reaver is dead, by the way. It didn't get saved. I thought it got saved, but yeah, this is going to be it for Much. There's way too much army left, and he is not going to be able to deal with all of these crazy M&M that have rushed up his ramp and pulled off an impressive timing attack for ForGG, the timing master, showing off his precision. And look at this. He's aiming right for that robotics facility. It doesn't even matter if the Reaver comes out, but he wants to make sure of this. Yeah, the game is over. GG coming from Much. Well played by ForGG. Much, unfortunately, got countered hard by the timing master. And a very nice game. Stay tuned for the next one.